Now you have completed a design. It is time to create a technical drawing. Click on plus button left corner down the below. Go to Custom Template. Click on ISO third angle projection and change some of these values. Click OK. The next option gives you what to insert and the scale you need. We might do 1:4 and we can change that later. Select Assembly, which is our dragster. Looks pretty small, so we might need to change it. Now once we have our front image, we can create an orthogonal drawing using projection to get our top and side views. Now to get our isometric, drag it up into the corner to get a nice isometric drawing of your project. Now putting into measurements. We have a line that we can't see just there on either side, so we're going to create an invisible line. We don't want them on these ones, it just makes the image complicated. So these are hidden detail lines. Right click on our image, go to show hidden detail. There it is there, hidden detail behind that wheel. And then we even have the CO2 canister. If we were to do it on this top view, there'll be just too much detail. It makes the image confusing. So we just remove that. Same here. Makes the image confusing. Too much detail. Drawing in our dimensions. Go up to the dimension tool or press D. Click on one corner and the top, and we are measuring 305. And that's the original length of our blank. Of where you put your measurements, try to make it look neat. Sometimes you can't select edge. When we do this, we need to create a additional line and extend it out so we can then measure from that. We've cut a bit off that. Notice how it's 59.58. We will reduce that down later on so it's not as confusing. Down to the millimeter. Now we're going to use the dimension tool and then just continue to use lines, dimensions to find. Now we're going to use the dimension tool, find the radius of this curve. Now remember, radius is half of the diameter of a circle. So imagine that as being a full circle. We're going to create another additional line between these 2 points here to find the distance when going to carve up into our material. sometimes it can be a little bit tricky finding a point or a line for it to easily connect to. This just takes patience. Ask your teacher for assistance if you are finding it too difficult. Or maybe it's details you just won't need to add. This is a very long process, so we're going to speed it up to just watch the process in a bit of faster speed. We're going to slow it back down a second. And when putting in lots of measurements in a row, we just want to make sure that it looks nice and neat and the arrows are joining like so. Going to speed it up again. We've got a couple of red dots there saying that there's a problem with the constraints. So just going to remove them so it looks a bit neater. Just get all your measurements all nice and neat. Just put them in the center of each dimension. Our values are down to the second decimal point. We might put them to the nearest whole number by going to the options and changing it down to 0 for each of the measurements. We can see that I've already started to do the others. Now we can change the size of the font. We might reduce that down to 2 just to make it easier to fit more information in. We're going to speed it up again. Now to export our drawing as a PDF, click on the tab down the bottom, go to export, change your file name, then click export. Wait for it to download. There it is there.